Hey guys, PB here from the Home Automation Project. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to take another look at Zabbix application. So this is a home lab monitoring application, which can be pretty handy if you have got lots of servers and applications within your home lab. In part 1 of the video, I have shown you how to configure this application within Proxmox and how to set it up for monitoring your home lab. In this part 2 of the video, I'm going to show 2 key features of this application. Number 1 is in the Slack integration. So if any of the critical services go down based on certain criteria being met, you can set up automatic Slack notification to be triggered either to your desktop or to your mobile. Another key feature that we're going to look at is how to set up an action in Zabbix. So one of the actions that we're going to configure is to automatically reboot a server after it has gone down for a certain period of time. In our case, the example would be with a Home Assistant server, but you can extend it to any other server or application you want to. So this is going to be another action-packed video, and I hope you find this video useful. Now, without further ado, let's get started. We are back on the Zabbix dashboard, and the first thing that we need to do is we need to configure the Slack media type. So if you go to the alerts media types, and you will see some pre-installed media types, and the one we are after is this one, Slack. So if you click on the name, you can see that there are various macros or variables that we need to set up. Don't worry about the huge number of variables that you see on the screen. There's only a few that you need to worry about. So how this works is, if you see as an example alert message, it is mapped to an internal macro, which is alert.message. So the assumption is whatever alert we are configuring for the Slack channel, it will pull the message from that alert. Similarly, it will pull the subject from that. So most of these internal macros will work pretty well by default, and you don't need to update them. So where you see here, it says place a token. So this is the one which you need to update. And the other thing we can change is the Slack mode. And then we need to configure the Zabbix URL as well. And that's kind of it. The send to is another interesting one. So basically this is the channel or the user ID that you want to send the message to. If you go down, you will see here all the steps are given, like what are the steps you need to take to prepare this integration. So if you go to this link there, you will see this entire documentation which speaks about all these variables and what do they mean, and it also gives you instructions of how to set it up. And if you see here the send to field, that's where you can either use a channel name or a member ID. And the other thing is the bot token, which you need to update, and also the Zabbix URL. So let's go step by step. Let's go to my Slack application and let's configure the bot so that we have a bot token first, and then we can come back and do the rest of the steps on Zabbix. So if you go to this apps, under that you have this add apps. So if I click this, then you will see this on the top right, you will see this open Slack marketplace. Click on this. When you do that, it brings you to this page. On this page you have this menu item build. Click on this build menu item, and this should give you this create new app. So click on this one. Yeah, so when you click on create new app, you have these 2 options. Just select from scratch, give the app a name. I'm going to just call it Zabbix, and select the workspace. This will be a workspace from the Slack app that you've already created. So then click create app, and that should create your app. Now on the left hand side, go to this app home. Under features, we need to add some features to this app before we install it in our workspace. So here you will see this review scopes to add, and it also mentions this bot token. So for that, let's click on the review scopes to add, and then here you will be on the bottom, you will see this scopes, bot token scopes. So here you need to just select this, and the scopes that we need to add is, so the permissions we need to give here is chat.write, and then add a second one, groups.write, reactions.write. So it should be able to add. So if you read the description here, it is able to send messages, able to manage groups, private channels, start direct messages, and yeah, this one is very important, to be able to start direct messages with people. Once you have provided the scopes, you can simply go to install app, and then you can just select install to your workspace. Here it says the default selection is perform actions, and this includes send messages, manage price. So you can see all the 4 actions that you added. Scope has come through, so just say allow. And there you go. And this is a very important step. So you have got this bot user auth token. This is the one which you need to copy and put into Zabbix. So definitely don't forget this step. Copy this and go back to your Zabbix page. And here go to into the Slack integration and this bot token here. This step, paste the token in and update. So don't forget to hit update so that you don't lose the change. So at this moment you can see, although we are updating the parameters of the Slack integration, is still disabled, so there's no message that is going to be sent yet. Just hit enable, right? So this gets enabled, and here if I just filter for enabled and apply, so you can see that this is enabled now. So going back to the Slack app, now you can see that this app, Zabbix app, has been created here under your apps. So your permissions are done. Your app is been created in Slack channel. Now we just need to test it out to send some notification from the Zabbix setup. So let's do that. Next thing we need to set up is this zabbix.url. So copy this variable name here. And if you go to administration under this, you'll find this macros. So this is your global macro. And here, you need to set up this macro. So zabbix.url, just paste the value here, and then you need to update the IP address along with the port number here, and then hit update. So there you go, the macro has been created. Next, under users, you can go to the users section, and here you can create a new user if you want, but I'm logged in as admin. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to this admin user. And in this you will find this second tab called media, and you can see there's nothing here. So we need to add this one here, and this send to, this is going to be important. This is the name of the, or the ID of the channel where you're going to send the alerts to in Slack. So we need to copy it from the Slack setup. So back on the Slack app, just go in here and go to view app details. And here you can see this member ID that will be shown here. So we need to copy this member ID. And then on this send to screen, we need to paste this member ID. And you can choose what kind of severity messages you want to send. So for me, like not classified information and warning. So maybe we can just leave in warning, average, high, and disaster, and just say add. So there you go, it has. And don't forget to hit the update button again. If we go back to the media types, and you see I've already filtered it by enabled only, hence we just see one type. So now in this Slack integration, this alert.send-to, this one is automatically resolving to that send to member ID. So this is all based on the user who has logged in. Because I'm logged in as admin, so it's going to automatically resolve to that one. If you are logged in as another user, then it will resolve to whichever member ID. You can obviously give the same member ID to multiple users, so that's not an issue. So this is important. So we have now set up the bot token, we have set up the send to, and we have also set up the Zabbix URL to be put in. Slack mode, I'm going to leave it as default. So on all the configuration setup that we need to do on this screen are now complete. So now hit update. Next we can test this integration. Now this one is a bit of a painstaking exercise because you have to put in all the values in this in all these boxes to be able to test it. However, the best way to do this is if you just refer to the documentation, you can see what are the possible values, so you can use them. Now fingers crossed, let's hit the test button and see what happens. Right. Okay, so you can see the error message here, URL zabbix.url must contain a schema. Let's see what we have missed here. Okay, so I think we needed a slash at the end of it. Probably that was error, but I didn't want to go out of this window because we'll lose all the changes we have done. So I'm just hard coded the value here, and let's hit a test. It says event tags contain invalid JSON, which makes sense. I think we need to give it like empty open and close braces. Let's try with that. There you go, media type test successful. So it has tried to send this message. So now let's look at the Slack channel and see what has happened there. Okay, so we have not actually receive the message here. Right, so as you can see, I managed to send the test message. The change that I needed to do for that was go into the apt-get, and instead of copying this member ID, what we need to use is the channel ID. So I've copied this ID, so just copy from here. We're going to the administration macros, and here we just need to give this / and update. And the second thing is under users, we need to go to media and edit, and here instead of the member ID, this is just the channel ID that we need to give an update, and then hit update again. Cool. So hopefully the setup is done. Next, what we need to do is we need to set a trigger. If you go to alerts, actions, trigger actions, here there's a default action which says report problems to Zabbix administrators, and here on the operations it says send messages. You can use this default one as well and modify this. I think that's easier. So I'm just going to add the condition. So condition is going to be a trigger in this case, and equals and host will be our home assistant. You can see home assistant prod, and the condition here is not running. So you've got the few things here for this test. Let's use this not running option. So click this and add. Whenever the home assistant goes down or is not running, what it will do is it will do these two operations. And if you see, the default step duration is 1 hour, so it waits for 1 hour before sending the message. I'm changing this to 1 minute. You can refer the Zabbix documentation to see what parameters you can use, but it's quite intuitive here. So 1M means 1 minute. So what it is going to do is first send a notification message. Let's see what it does. So it sends message to the administrators, and the current user that we set up is admin, so that should work. But instead of all available media type, we could just directly select Slack. And you can see this is the one with not read, because that's the only channel we have set up. You could leave it to default and it can send through multiple channels, but in this case let's select Slack, and then you can give a custom message. And here I'm going to say test alert, and here you can say home assistant is down. Okay, and then you can further add conditions to this, but we'll just leave it out for now. And for recovery operations, this is a default. I'm going to remove this. We don't need this. And these defaults we can leave it checked. Just one more thing, I'm going to rename this to specifically to what we are monitoring. So monitor for HA prod and enabled. Yeah, let's click enabled and update. Right, so this is now monitoring for the HAProd instance, and whenever it is not running, so it will wait 1 minute and is going to automatically send the message. This is all that you need to set this up. Let's do a test on this. I'm going to bring my prod instance down, and then we're going to wait 1 minute and see if the message is auto sent. If we go to dashboards, when that error occurs here, if you see the actions here, we should be able to see that action of the message being sent show up here on the UI. So let's bring the instance down and test this out. So here on my home assistant prod, I'm just going to shut down, and I'm going to hit yes. Right, as you can see, I have shut down my home assistant prod. Now let's go back to the Zabbix interface and see if it triggers a Slack message. So you can see it hasn't yet detected that this has gone down, so it will take a few minutes for the service to detect that the prod instance has gone down. So let's just wait for that. Alright, so you can see on the dashboard that this is detected, that my prod instance has gone down. And under the actions, you can see it has sent a Slack message. So if I just hover on this, you can see that a message has been sent via Slack. You can see this. Other place you can see this is under reports, action log, and here you can see that the monitor for HAProd action has been taken and sent. So while on the Slack channel, you can see that our custom alert has come in, and this has this link. So if you click on this link, or if you click on open in Zabbix, this is the link back to your dashboard where it is going to take you to that alert message. So that is step one. Now let's say we not only want to send a message, alert message, but also want to reboot the server, provided that if the server is down for a certain period of time. So let's set that up. Okay, for setting up an action to reboot the server, what we need to do is I can go, let's close this and go to alerts and scripts. So you can see some default scripts available here. So we need to write a new script. So on the top right, click on the create script and let's give it a name. Say prod reboot HA server if stopped, say greater than say 15 minutes. Yeah, something like that. And then we can use this script option and we'll run the script on server on the yeah, it's basically you can use either of these options, proxy or server, in case if you have a proxy configured. And here we need to post a bash script. So let me just paste it first. Okay, so here is the bash script. I'll leave a link to the script itself in the description. It's a very simple one though. What it says is basically it's a curl call, post call, and authorization is the API token equal to the so this here we are using the token ID, the token secret, the host port, all the values that if you have seen my previous video, we have configured the Proxmox host. When we configured the Proxmox host, we gave all these values, and we are just merely using the macro from those values instead of printing them here. And then the last part of this URL is this /API2/JSON /nodes/ this is the name of my Proxmox server, and then this is 100 is the ID of my instance. So in this case, home assistant container. So the ID is 100, and then status / then the operation, which is start. Now you can go refer to the Proxmox documentation. It will show you how you can find out the URL for this step. It could be a start, it could be restart, it could be stop. So there are multiple actions which are supported by Proxmox, so you can use the appropriate link for that. I will leave a link to that Proxmox documentation as well, so that you can easily find a command. So yep, so you can just, this is a very simple command, and it's going to start the node again once the action is initiated. So let's save this. So for that we need to click on add. So once I hit add, you can see that this has been created here. Now we need to go to action, trigger actions, and here we could either reuse the same one. So we send a message, and then we could give a delay of add another action under it to reboot the server. Or in this case, let me create a new action, and let's name it restart HA prod if down or greater than 15 minutes. Let's say that's the name of the operation or the action. And here the condition is if host equals home assistant, sorry, not host. So if trigger, the trigger is home assistant is not running, add, and then on the operations. So this time if you see the step duration, so this time we need to give this as 15 minutes. So what it happens is, like, it takes care, the Zabbix itself takes care that if within those 15 minutes the server comes back up, then it is not going to still execute this, it aborts the operation. So this is taken care of automatically. So if you are worried that whenever you do an install or an update on the home assistant server, it could go down for a few minutes and come back up, you don't want this another reboot to happen. So don't worry about it, it will be taken care of. Only if it is down for a really long time, like 15 minutes is not a normal time for rebooting the server, so that's when it will do. You can increase the time here if you want. And next step is to add the operation. So here, instead of send message, you can see it has automatically detected the action that we created, so it knows that these are the only two options we have currently in the system, so it has given this option. So again, here there's a target list, and here we need to just say not the current host, but rather we need to type the host as Proxmox prod. So that's our host, and we don't need to do the condition again, so we just say run this script immediately, although it says immediately, but this 15 minutes wait is going to take care that it doesn't run immediately. And then hit add. So now that we have added this, and you see the action is enabled, so now whenever it goes down, it should reboot. Now for the sake of this demo, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just give it like 1 minute time, so that I don't need to wait for 15 minutes, update it, and that's how it is. So let's go back to the dashboard. Now the thing is, it won't run right away, because the thing is that it has already, the server is already down, so this action is not going to right away. As soon as we create the action, it's not going to happen right away. So what I need to do is I will bring the server back up, then bring the server back down, and that's when we'll see the action taking place. Yeah, let's do that. So okay, I have booted the server, so this is now running. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first check the dashboard that it does report it as the problem has resolved, and it detects the prod instances running, and then we're going to come back here and stop this or shut down this server again. Okay, so there you go. You can see that it has detected that this prod has been restarted. So if you see the color, it is just an information, so it is giving me the information, and it has the uptime has already been detected here, and the status here is running. So this is perfect. Sorry, the status on this 100 is running, so perfect. Now let's go and shut it down, and we should see two things happen this time. So after 1 minute interval, we should see the action of the Slack message being sent, and then after, at the same time, it should reboot the server. So let's give it. So here I am stopping my server now, hit yes, and let's go back to the Zabbix dashboard. Right, so it hasn't yet detected the shutdown because it takes a few minutes to refresh. So let's wait for the message to update. Here it's still detecting it as up, so let's wait, and okay, there you go. So it is down now, and here you can see now there are two actions that have happened. So action number one that has happened is, sorry, it's hard to overrun this. So action number one, the Slack message has been sent. Action number two, the remote command, well, it says it has failed. So let's see why it has failed. So to see the reason for this failure, yeah, okay, so now this is a tricky one. So it says the curl command not found. So by default, when we install the Zabbix Docker in the previous video, it doesn't come with the curl command. So we first need to install the curl command within the Zabbix Docker, and then we can use this script to remotely start the server. So we are now on the Proxmox console where I have the Docker instance for Zabbix installed. Let's just hit Docker PS, and here you can see that we have this Zabbix server, which is pgsql. So this is the one where we need the curl support. So there are two ways we can do it. We can update the Dockerfile to use a custom installation with the curl installer within the Dockerfile itself. For this video, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to temporarily install curl inside the Docker and restart it, but I'm going to leave a updated Dockerfile in the link where the curl installation will be included within the Dockerfile. The way we are going to do it now, it is going to run once, but if you restart the Docker, the curl command will be lost. So you would ideally want to use an updated Dockerfile to do this. The command to this is docker exec -it-u root, which is basically root user, and then the container ID, which is this ID here, and then we are just going to run bash, so /min/bash. So this should land us in, so we are inside the container now, and we are logged in as root, and we have the bash terminal going on there. So what we can do is we can simply install curl using the apt-get command. The command we need to run is this, and yeah, let it update the packages, and then it's going to install curl. So just give it a few minutes for the update to complete. Okay, so the installation is completed. Let's just check if the curl command is found. Yep, you can see that it has found the curl command. So yeah, we can just exit out of this. So let's go ahead and try the zabbix script test once again. I'm on the Proxmox server, and I'm going to again shut down the Home Assistant instance. So as usual, it's still refreshing. It will take a minute or two for the change to reflect. Okay, there you go. So yeah, voila. So now this time, let me just expand this. So it has sent the Slack message as well as it has executed. So obviously we wouldn't be doing both of them together, but there would be a time gap between the two. But for this demo, I just scheduled both of them at the same time. So here you can see in the Proxmox audit log, you can see that zabbix demo, our user managed to start the VM. So definitely this is now got started and the script got executed. Let's check the audit log as well. Yeah, so it is detected as up, and if we go to our reports, action log, and there you go, you can see that the restart HA, that curl script has been executed, and as well as a message got sent. So perfect. So that will be all for this video. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you found this video useful, do hit the like button, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you are interested in more such videos. Do check out some of my earlier videos in the channel if you haven't done yet, and I will see you in the next one. Till then, stay safe and stay connected.